This is the Little Moments Count radio podcast, created in partnership with community radio stations throughout Minnesota. Each episode, you'll hear interviews with early childhood experts on how to support the important brain development that takes place in the first 1,000 days of life, just through little moments every day. Learn more at littlemomentscount.org/podcast.
It's FM 89.9 KMOJ and letting you know, no doubt, Little Moments Count. Now, Little Moments Counts, this episode is brought to you by Little Moments Count. And Little Moments Count is a statewide collaborative focusing on helping parents and caregivers learn about the importance of brain development in the first 3 years of life. Nearly 80% of the brain growth happens at the first 1,000 days of a small moment. When we're talking about interaction, like talking and playing and reading and singing, and that helps with that pathway, with that learning experience for the youngster themselves. So I want to let y'all know that if you like more information, you can visit littlemomentscount.org. And on the phone line, I have Bethany Gilmer, and she is an early childhood teacher and parent educator. I like to say good afternoon, and how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. I am great. 6'3" and darker than the rest of the world. It does not get any darker, just for that record. But for the listening audience, give us just a little bit about yourself, because when you're talking about childhood teacher and parent educator, and then you also linking it in when it comes to race, because that's one of your expertise is when it comes to race and explaining that. Give us just a little bit about what got you started in this particular area.
I became a teacher because I love working with kiddos and their grown-ups. And I feel like, we're all the time we're saying, make it make sense, right? And I feel like the way that we best impact our littles is to connect with their grown-ups. So why not?
Okay. So now when it comes to that thing about race, and we know that it exists one way or the other on a daily basis. So when it comes with race, what are some of the ways or some of the things that you do in order to help the youngster and also the parent? Because both of them hand in hand needs it on all sides.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like most adults right now didn't have a lot of explicit support when they were growing up during those foundational early childhood years. So there wasn't a lot of explicit conversations or providing accurate information around learning around race. But what if we all had? What if we all had accurate information? We wouldn't have to be doing all this unlearning. And so that's the goal now. That's the goal, is that I am supporting kiddos in having accurate information right off the bat. We're acknowledging all the things they see, all of the messages that they're hearing around them, and then making sure what they're seeing and what they're hearing is accurate, right? And then with their grown-ups, it's providing them the support and the encouragement. Like, you got this. I want you to lean in. I want you to initiate conversations. I want you to admit when you don't know something, because we're all going to make mistakes. We're all doing a lifelong journey of learning and unlearning. But the more we engage in conversation about race with our kids, the more we name race, the more we acknowledge and point out that racism is in the air all of us are breathing, our kiddos and ourselves as adults are going to be better off for it.
So now when we look at the educational side of it and actually talking about race within itself, there's a separation between, racist, shall we say, and racist. So how do you explain, or what do you explain to the youngster to let them know that they are okay at being who they are compared to how somebody else perceived them to be?
Yeah, we want all of our kiddos to have accurate information, right? Accurate information, that's what it always is going to tie back to. So making sure that kids know how all of us got the color of our skin, that they know that everybody has melanin. If your skin is darker, your melanin is busy. I always say that, like, my melanin is having a party. My melanin is having a party. It's having a party all the time. If you got dark skin like me, your melanin is having a party. If you got light skin, your melanin is just chilling. It's just chilling here. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to name race. It's when we are either adding value or devaluing somebody because of their race.
Okay. And when we look at race within itself, what are some of the misconceptions that people have a belief in that are so far away from the truth, or what is the truth?
Yeah, a lot of times, so I'm going to bring it back to the local and immediate of our kiddos and our grown-ups. So again, all of us are receiving messages that the lighter, the brighter, the whiter, the better, right? Those messages are out there and they are strong. And so again, whenever we're hearing those in big or little ways, it's really important that we correct that. And the phrase I say oftentimes in the classroom is, oh, you know what, that's not true. That's not true. So sometimes if we're outside playing in our nature playscape space, and I've got a grown-up that maybe is saying like, oh, honey, like I need you to make sure you stay in the shade. We don't want you to get any darker. I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? Actually, our skin is amazing, and everybody's skin gets darker in the sun, and this is the way our melanin protects us, right? So there's nothing bad with it.
Okay, so if by chance I missed a question or two, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, just that, our kiddos are amazing. They're ready for this. They are so ready. So anytime that we might have doubts that like, oh, I think they're too young for this, they're not. We always low bar it for our kids, and really they are able to take in and learn and achieve at such high levels than we anticipate them. So lean into it.
All right. Well, I want to encourage you to have a beautiful day. Ladies and gentlemen, Bethany Gilmer, and she is a early childhood teacher and parent educator. Thank you very much, and you have a beautiful day, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you. You too.
No doubt. And ladies and gentlemen, if you like a recording of this production, even beyond that, if you like more information, all you got to do is go to littlemomentscount.org/podcast. And also even beyond that, Little Moments Count website at littlemomentscount.org. It's FM 89.9 KMOJ, no question about it, is the people's station.
Thanks for listening to the Little Moments Count radio podcast in partnership with community radio stations throughout Minnesota. You can find the Little Moments Count radio podcast wherever you get your podcasts and at littlemomentscount.org/podcast.